I know who is responsible for this. It's the poor. They've summoned these monstrosities to take Westmarch for themselves.
Remember that noise I heard? It was that lad you rescued.
I'm Bryson. I came here to see your friend.
Ha! And now he won't go away.
You don't feel responsible for him?
No, I'm responsible for myself. Though I have decided to repay Hadric by helping him.
And I told you to stay away from my forge.
I grew up over by the docks. Not the good part of town, but it's what my parents could afford. They died when the plague swept through a few years ago, within hours of each other. Like they had to stay together. I used to hate them for leaving me, but now it's a relief they didn't have to see all this happen.
Why would the angels do this to us?
What are you saying? This is obviously a demon's work.
After years of my pleading, the Angiris Council has finally agreed to send me in search of Malthael. I will not fail in this, as my master's presence is sorely needed in the high heavens. Owing to Malthael's growing fascination with the humans, Tyrael has suggested I begin my search on Sanctuary.
Malthael will pay for what he has done to my city.
Again.
fault. Some king he is.
Fled the city by now. It's time for the people to rise up. You should leave these petty matters behind. But this is our chance to get out from under the king's yoke.
That's treason, citizen. You best watch yourself.
This isn't over. The king has spared us all. If you don't believe me, read this. His private journal.
How did you come by this?
Well, let's just say it's from someone who cares about us common folk.
I am overburdened. I need to go back.
This was a fine city before the attack. I wish you could have seen it.
Cormac always wanted to bring me here.
You probably shouldn't bring that up with him.
Making a sale?
Just the thing. I hope you're not my last customer. These people can't last much longer. Head to the survivors in melee. You'll find they there.
What's about you? What brought you to take on the responsibilities of the world?
I am different from other mages. The priests of Ravna found me and taught me to use my gift.
destroyed the Coven. You, of all people, will understand what I'm doing here. Our ill-gotten treasure is behind this door. We did despicable things to amass it. Desecrated tombs, robbed corpses. Things you would never do. I was going to destroy it, but you, the Hand of Righteousness, you can use it for good.
We should tread cautiously. I'm not sure any cultist can be trusted. Ah, good.
beckons. Reapers did not kill them. Who did? More corpses.
Death to the nobles! Just what are you doing? Revolution! It's time for our oppressors to fall. The king is in the city, but we have a trap waiting for him.
Too many have already perished. Lay down your arms.
What? You're not with us? Then die with our enemies!
Lord Winton, we are thrilled that you have located a surviving regiment of soldiers. With this new force, we can turn the tide and save our city. Your disagreements with the Crown are well known, but we are glad you can put them aside in this dangerous time. Long live Westmarch!
death. The annual parade honoring Rakis used to come through here. I will use this.
Nears. You will make a fine corpse.
I knew the greed that infects your kind would not let you pass this chest by. And now, you shall suffer for it.
Good thought.
Cycle.
Pestilence in Westmarch killed both humans and beasts alike. The panicked survivors then threw the corpses of both into the plague tunnels. Now the Reaper's presence has revived many of those interred there, with the bones of beasts rising again as skeletal crawlers, driven to kill the living.
You seem to fight harder now that your mind is free.
I was a soldier in Westmarch before the Order took me. Fighting is in my blood.
I need to go back.
will they? Happy to help.
You will make a fine corpse. Corpse.
The repository of bones, commonly called the Plague Tunnels, were originally used to bury Westmarch's indigent. However, when the Great Pestilence struck, the city decided the tunnels would serve just as well for plague victims, lest Westmarch become overwhelmed by the ever-increasing piles of the dead.
Malthael will die, just as Diablo did. We fight for all that is good. We cannot lose.
I fight only to even the scales. You'd best remember that.
Ossuary. Delightful. You, the fine corpse.
An incredible feat.
Do not fear the end. You will make a fine corpse.
Find Malthael on Sanctuary, but I did find humans. Far too many of them. They murder and cheat one another while allowing their brothers to starve. If their true power is ever released, we are all doomed. They have a choice between good and evil, and they overwhelmingly choose evil.
This will aid me.
Using the crucible.
There is no place for her in our world, so let us help her leave it.
Thank you. I knew you would arrive in time to save me.
Did you?
I am Miriam Jazia, a seer of the Vetchin people. I foresaw our meeting, but I did not see this horror. I have come to help you. There is one crucible left, and if you destroy that, the maidens will not be able to create more. There is no time to waste. We must be on our way now. He's watching you.
I grew disgusted by humanity during my time on Sanctuary. When at last I found Malthael, I was not surprised to learn that he felt the same way. We will cleanse creation of the scourge that is humankind, and when we are finished, the tragic mistake of Anarius will be gone.
No.
You should join the rest of the survivors.
Nonsense. You'll protect me. And after experiencing what those things do to people, let's just say I need to see you destroy the final crucible with my own eyes if I am ever to sleep again.
I heard you were in town, hero. Should have known you'd show up in time for a fight. Keep an eye out. I know these bastards, they've got reinforcements coming. Well, we've made them angry now, haven't we? You're just as good as I remember, old friend. I'll be seeing you again soon. Quiet, heretic. You'll damn us all.
You are ill at ease, Cormac.
For too long have I lived with the knowledge that my order tortures its initiates and twists their minds. I need to know how high this evil reaches. If my whole order is corrupt, what does it mean to be a Templar? What am I?
You are one of many who believed in serving a righteous cause.
But it wasn't, was it? The guilty will answer for their transgressions. I swear it.
Yes. A lovely piece. No. A gift?
What's wrong, Cormac? You look even worse than usual.
Of course I do. My city's on the verge of destruction.
Oh, is that all?
What else would it be?
Now, there's something to ponder.
I was telling you about Lyria, wasn't I? Oh, she was so beautiful that Durgis was determined to make her his own. Oh, yes, he pursued her relentlessly, showering her with gifts and attention until she succumbed and agreed to become his wife. But Durgis' jealousy was so great, he hid Lyria high in the heavens, far away from the reach of men and gods.
His obsession with desire drove him to abuse?
Yes, that was Durgis. Desire was his very nature.
My mother warned me about the poor. They want my wealth, but they don't want to work for it. And now they've created an army of death creatures. Well, when I'm king, I'll just show them.
There's no easy way to say this, but I have to leave, and I won't be returning.
Is this your new joke?
I'm serious. My brother's imprisoned in Kingsport with no way to defend himself, and I must free him.
You would never make it there alive. Westmarch is still overrun.
All right, I'll stay for as long as I can, but only because I know how much you need me.
Awful things are happening out in the city. I have faith that you will save us. But Victor has his doubts. I think he's jealous.
Oh, what nonsense are you spouting, woman? Of course I think he'll save us. And I have just the things he'll need to do the job. Time for a potion? service in Westmarch.
He saved my brother.
You there, pauper. This diamond ring in exchange for safe passage out of the city?
But Harold, that's my wedding ring.
It's all we have left. Of course, if somebody had thought to grab her jewelry box.
You cannot be serious.
My son's ship docked in Bramwell today. I thought he'd be safe there, but now I hear rumors. Give me a weapon. I need to get to Bramwell.
Remain here. You can search for him when Westmarch is no longer in peril.
You'll find no glory here, adventurer. Corpses can't sing your praises.
My father was the commander of the Knights of Westmarch. He assumed I would become a soldier, just like him.
Why didn't you?
I grew up on stories of the fearless Horadrim, Tal Rasha, Jared Kane. That was what I wanted to be. My father thought it was all myth. Wasn't he surprised when I actually became one of them? Tyrael told me of your actions. You killed Diablo himself.
Yes, but I had assistance.
I don't know that the world will ever understand what it took to face such pure evil.
The world will always have some evil in it, but it never could have withstood so much. It is better if people remain ignorant of such things. Has the sliver revealed anything else?
No, but it is our only hope of learning Malthael's plans. To defeat him, we must know where he is and what he is trying to do. The answer must be here. We just have to find it. Too many innocents have already died.
Your soldiers have been holding out for some time.
It has been a brutal task. A lot of good men sacrificed themselves to save us. But even that wasn't enough. If you hadn't shown up when you did, we might already be dead.
The rest of the kingdom should have sent reinforcements by now.
Have you not heard? Cities everywhere are under attack. No place is safe.
Yes, Malthael strikes all across Sanctuary.
Unfortunate.
If you hadn't come along when you did, I don't know what might have happened.
It was the least I could do. Anyone would have done the same.
But you didn't have to help. You could have run right by.
My library isn't far from here. I was closing everything up for the day when I heard the fighting in the streets. I barred the doors and then squeezed through the back window to escape. But I'll have to come up with something more exciting when I write my official account, won't I?
I see you have much guilt over Leah's fate.
How do you know that name?
I see the past as well as the future. You must not let it consume you.
was on me before I knew it. The mass of its bloated flesh soundless as it floated above the ground. When I finally noticed it, I could not move. It was as though I was trapped in a waking nightmare. I looked down and saw tendrils of energy wrapped around my feet and realized it was not fear that held me, but the Seraph's magic.
You shouldn't be so dour. You have much to be joyful about.
I do not revel in joy as others do.
I have learned that in terrible situations it is better to laugh than to cry. Perhaps when you have lost as much as I, you will understand.
Where the dead rest in peace as they should.
The night embraces you. World can abide you no longer.
can hear my husband moaning inside his sarcophagus. Please end his suffering.
This is well crafted. Magnificent. You're too kind. If you insist. I will use this.
Do not struggle so, my love. Set me free. My thanks, hero. Now we may spend eternity together.
To be freed from my torment and have my soul reunited with yours. I can't imagine a more blissful afterlife.
Wait, what is that?
Your eternity ends now. All souls are forfeit to
Let's say you can see the future. Does this battle have an end?
Of course it will end, and you will live a long and happy life.
Why don't I believe that?
Because I was not being entirely truthful. That, and you are a soul Charis that will never believe you can be happy and content. I must say, it is wonderful to finally meet, though you are skinnier than my visions led me to expect. You just don't take care of yourself. It's always about saving the world first, isn't it?
This world can abide you no longer.
My insight grows.
I know that the Prophet would have sided against Barbarian. He always saw the potential in us. He believed that we could achieve something the Seraphim could not. How sadly we have to witness this.
You are such the artist when it comes to dispatching the minions. Don't mind me. I've been waiting over here. The angel who commands Malthael's forces in this city. I think you made him angry.
I have that effect sometimes. Tyrael should hear of this. I need to go back.
I have heard that the Grand Maester himself is in Westmarch. It is imperative that I find and speak to him. I will tell him of the sins his order is committing.
Is that wise? He could be behind them.
No, you are wrong. My first memories of being a Templar are of him comforting me, welcoming me to the Brotherhood. I looked into his eyes. He is a good man, I tell you.
Everything you require, right here.
To be honest, I can't believe I'm doing business.
Is this truly the work of angels? I don't understand. How could they?
They have never cared for our kind. But these are the first to act against us. I will handle them.
Good.
We're not going to die, are we? Tell me we're not going to die. I don't want to lose my soul!
Oh, I can't believe it. My best hammer's gone missing. It couldn't have walked off on its own now, could it, lad?
One of the men needed a hammer. He promised to return it.
Fool boy! I'll never see it again!
I'm sorry, Hadrig.
Get out of my sight.
Zai was the greatest thief, and he wanted Lyria. He waited patiently for a night when Lyria's path hid her behind the silver moon. For when the sun set, Dirges had to leave Lyria's side, you see, for desire rules the night. He could only watch from below as she drifted across the ocean of stars. Then Zai climbed, silent as a whisper, into Lyria's palace in the heavens.
Was I enamored with her?
No, but stealing from Dirges would make Zai a legend.
Those who perish without embracing Malthael are eternally damned. But I can commune with our Lord, asking him to grant them a reprieve. Only a simple payment is required.
Bless my poor husband, please!
You must save my children! Please, my friends, one at a time! Bring your offerings to the stand, and I will grant your loved ones this blessing.
Today is the day I find out how deep the Order's corruption runs.
Good. You seem determined at last.
I will do it, even if it means going against my entire Order. I could use a good friend by my side.
I will be right here by your side.
Strongholds. I will have my answers soon.
Whatever they may be.
Everyone says you helped slay Asmodan and Belial. They're calling you the greatest of all the Templar.
It's good to see you as well, brother. But I come with troubling news about the Order. I must speak with the Grand Maester.
You're in luck. He's here. Standing orders are to send you to him upon your return. Take this, the Grand Maester's new proclamation.
You've done us all proud.
This proclamation from the Maester, it's damning. He admits his own guilt. How could I have not seen this?
The day of reckoning is at hand. We will rise from the ashes of Westmarch and lead mankind into the light. We shall have recruits by the thousands. Every citizen will be another Templar added to the cause. Once cleansed by the Inquisitors, they will become an unstoppable force.
We know you had nothing to do with John Dar's corruption, Cormac. You're a hero. Our time has finally come, and we owe it all to you.
Bring me that whip. It is time to purify this initiate.
Stop! How can you do this to your fellow Templar?
We bless them with the truth, as we did for you, Cormac. But if the greatest of all Templar wishes them freed, it shall be so. We've been ordered to take you to the Grand Maester as soon as possible. Follow me.
Cormac, the shining example of a true Templar. We have much to talk about.
Not so different from my own. There is still pain, suffering, hatred, and death. I could sleep another 1,000 years and I would find the world much the same.
Unless... Yes, we do, Grand Maester. You have betrayed us all, starting with the torment of our initiation.
It was brutal but necessary. I did the hard things no one else would, for the ascension of humanity. I carry the weight of my actions with me always. Are you ready to make a similar sacrifice, Cormac? Will you stand with me and become Meister in due time? I need you.
But... No! Your power has driven you to madness if you think I would help you rule over mankind!
This saddens me greatly, my son. I am sorry. Kill him. Man is a flawed being. Time and again we have seen good men given to temptation. Though it is painful, I have found only one answer. We must cleanse the minds of our recruits, so they will never fall prey to the corruption of the demons, or the blind self-righteousness of the angels.
My life to a lie. Everything I thought I knew, it was all in the service of a madman. I swear that every Templar I meet will be freed from the lies of the Order. And if they refuse, I will be forced to convince them.
They will believe you. I know it.
Grand Maester, behind the Order's corruption. Deep down, I think I always knew. Perhaps that's why I never felt worthy of the Order, as if I was not a true Templar.
It is a relief you are not. Your mind is free, and you can choose what to believe.
I believe in you and your quest. This world must be saved, regardless of the corruption of the Templar.
programs away.
I don't feel like talking right now.
It's time for me to go. My brother will die in the Kingsport dungeons if I don't act now.
A Kingsport prisoner, you say? Those poor devils were all transported to our cells in Westmarch last week. But we haven't heard from the garrison since the attack started.
Edlin, I have to find him. Will you help me, my friend? This is where they're holding Edlin. Let me do the talking.
Looking for your brother, Lyndon?
He knows you.
Damn it all!
The Thieves Guild always finds who it's looking for.
The Thieves Guild infiltrated the entire dungeon? Edmund!
He's gone.
I never should have joined the guild. He told me, but I wouldn't listen.
He was dead before we arrived in Westmarch. I can see the signs.
That dagger looks very familiar.
Take it easy. There may be more to this than we know.
Lyndon, I grieve for you.
How are you faring, Lyndon?
What do you want me to say? That I wish he'd never known me? That I wish he'd had a brother who didn't fail him?
That you will try to find the truth.
You have no brothers. You've never loved anyone. You can never understand.
You are a quiet sort, Serena. Sneak back home and fetch some of our savings.
But the streets are crawling with those horrid creatures.
That's precisely why you must go, dearest. Nobody notices you.
And now I hear those Reapers are taking people's souls? This is madness!
Why fight so hard? Thousands are dead. What do another dozen matter?
Can I ask you about Deckard Cain?
He was unlike anyone I ever knew. A normal man on the surface, but with a heart for all the world and everything in it. His death was a great disruption in the balance.
Could one man make such a difference?
Always.
Death comes to all. Look, the sliver is changing.
As though Malthael is manipulating the Soul Stone.
Exactly. He's been gathering strength from the souls of Westmarch in order to alter the stone. Yet his purpose still eludes me.
He's killing everyone. What more do you need to know?
How he plans to do it. Westmarch is only one battlefield in this war.
Urzael has done this to finish collecting the souls of Westmarch.
Where is he?
All I know is that he is in a tower somewhere in the Westmarch Heights, and that he will be quite rude to you. Before you set up the key, you should stop by my cart. I can enchant some items for you.
Did you ever consider destroying the Soul Stone?
The Black Soul Stone was made by a man, unlike previous Soul Stones. We had no idea what would happen if we destroyed it. It seemed a better idea to hide it away forever. We had no way of knowing that Malthael was watching us the entire time. How could we?
Someone is always watching. What will you do if I recover it?
I don't know. But it's better for us to have the stone than Malthael. If we make it that far, we'll worry about what to do next.
What can Malthael do with the Black Soul Stone?
I have been thinking on that since our encounter. But every scenario I envision simply doesn't make sense. Regardless of what he has become.
Even he would not dream of unleashing the Lord of Terror, would he? Your wounds are deep, aren't they?
I have felt pain before, but nothing like this. It is different being mortal. The pain wears on you.
I'm sure you have carried greater burdens. Malthael doesn't intend to kill you, does he?
I may be mortal, but I am not Nephilim. I have no demon blood in me, and therefore Malthael does not see me as his enemy.
We humans also possess the blood of angels.
That is of no consequence. You are half demon to him and therefore on the wrong side of the eternal conflict.
Did you know Urzael?
He is Malthael's lieutenant, much the same way that Iswal was mine. He does his master's bidding without question.
You've heard the legend of the Tomb of Rakkus, haven't you? Its location has never been found. Most scholars think it's underneath Westmarch, but I suspect it's somewhere outside the city. Rakkus was a clever man, after all.
Let us seek our fortunes together.
I'll take that off your hands. I'll take that.
Could it be that the Prophet abandoned us? Why else would his magic fail to protect us while we slept?
It worked for you.
But my sisters died. Why them and not me?
It could have been chance. Or a deliberate act.
I must know which. I will discover the truth. When I left my sister Lysa, I took her magic focus as a reminder. I scryed it today to see if it held any clues, and I found strong traces of the demonic magic that killed her. It reminded me of the Visceri's magic from before we served the Prophet.
That is strange. Did anything else happen?
When I cast the magic upon her focus, I heard her voice again, and this time, I understood. She said one word. Irena.
So, what do you need? Browse away.
Exceptional. Ah, good.
What else can I tell you? I had a vision of death blanketing our world. So I left my people, my family, to come help you.
All priests of Rathma make a similar sacrifice.
It was no sacrifice. We Vetchen often receive visions telling us when it is time to find a new family. I've had many in my life. I still love and miss each and every one of them. Except for Jonah. I never really liked that one.
I don't suppose you have other insights into Urzael.
Well, he seems to have an affinity for fire. I'd watch out for that if I were you.
Is that all?
Urzael was sent to find Malthael by our friend Tyrael. He blames himself for what Urzael has become.
Browse away. Armies in the world. Now it's a pile of corpses.
Many of the oldest noble houses in Westmarch kept massive hunting dogs on their grounds. Though docile enough in life, they've become terrors in the hands of the Reapers. Now these beasts lead the packs of smaller dogs as they chase down the citizens of Westmarch. I don't even want to recall what they do to the corpses.
It is done. The bloodline of Rakis will once again sit on the throne of Westmarch.
You mean yourself?
My grandmother was the daughter of Coralon, but he would not claim her because she was born of a courtesan, not a queen. With the peasants supporting me, Westmarch will become a place of freedom and equality. The idle rich...
I have spent my whole life preparing for this day, primitive heathen.
Oh, shut it already.
That is not possible.
I have come to realize that my personal feelings are of no consequence. My people are dying, and they need their king. Our resistance starts today, and Lord Winton, of all people, has provided the means. These Reapers shall not have Westmarch. I swear my life on it.
Nice choice.
What did you do? It's a wonder you haven't been arrested.
almost make theft unnecessary.
master has begun his work on the stone. Nothing that you do matters. Soon demons spawn like you will be gone forever. The demon spawn shall perish in flames.
Angel. I am returning to town.
You killed the angel who was responsible for this horror.
Yes, but not his master. Once he is dead, you will be safe.
I believe you.
I wonder if we could sell wigs made from your hair.
That is enough, Harold! If we survive this nightmare, I am leaving for my parents' estate in Bramwell.
That's a grand idea, dearest. Your father has more than enough money to...
Follow me, and I will tie you naked to a tree for the crows. Maybe then you'll finally think of something other than money.
I would hear more of your travels.
Oh, I could tell you stories. We were frequently set upon by bandits. It became quite tiresome, really. One time, I had had enough. I know this is hard to believe, but when I was younger, I was even more vivacious than I am now. So I seduced their leader, convinced him to free us by giving him details on how he could rob a local magistrate. He'd heard the Vetchen could predict the future, so he believed me. They were caught and hung 3 days later. I must have forgotten to tell him that part of my vision.
Browse away.
I am glad we were able to talk, Cormac. I feel like I know you better now.
I would like to know you even better, Irena.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh, well then. Yes.
Browse away.
Is it true that King Justinian IV is dead? That would mean I'm 7th, no, 6th in line for the throne. Quite unlike me to fall apart like that. I can't imagine what came over me. Let's keep this between ourselves, eh?
Browse away.
Now that Urzael is dead, I'm going to Bramwell to find my son.
The streets are not clear. Some of our enemies remain.
I don't care.
Thanks to you, I can finally bury my wife in peace.
You really must stop thanking me. It was nothing.
A dozen people ran by me and did nothing. You're a hero.
Just in the right place at the right time, I suppose.
This disaster will make for great reading someday, provided that anyone survives to chronicle it. How fortunate I am to have met the savior of Westmarch. You simply must let me ask you some questions when your work is done. Rakis conquered all of Honduras before founding Westmarch. Repelling this invasion would be child's play for him.
The King of Westmarch is dead.
I'd heard rumors, but I hoped. I didn't really care for the king at first, but he turned into a good ruler. Hadn't been himself lately, though. The last of his trusted advisors died recently. Hit him hard, it did. He would have recovered eventually. Now, he'll never get a chance.
Urzael is dead, and only a few Reapers remain.
You have saved Westmarch, my friend.
Not yet. We still don't know where Malthael is hiding.
That strange woman you brought here believes she can help. She insisted on speaking with you immediately. Urzael is slain. Westmarch is saved. And yet these thoughts weigh constantly upon me.
The others may celebrate, but we know the truth. Many more will die before this war is over.
Wise words, my friend. Still, we must keep going forward. Your persistence has taught me that much.
I heard Eliza's voice again, and I could make out more of what she was saying. She is calling out for me. It sounds as though the voice is speaking to me from far away, from beyond our world.
The spirit should have passed on long ago. Did she truly die?
Now I'm not sure. What I do know is that she is out there, and she needs me.